In one day, the Spokane wildfire destroyed more homes than the 2023 Oregon road, and gray fires combined in an entire month. 600 structures, one city, 24 hours, and the Spokane area fires are still 0% contained right now. 7,500 acres inside a city that has never seen anything like this. And while Spokane was burning, the Widemouth 2 fire in Utah quietly grew to 36,000 acres overnight. Fire managers say nothing can stop it. 36,000 acres is 0% contained, and the words from the fire management team this morning are unlike anything I have ever read in an official statement. This is August 2nd, 2026, 99 large fires, 5.2 million acres burned, 18 new large incidents in just the last 24 hours. So let's get right into it. Every fire, every number, every road you need to avoid, and the forecast that sets up the rest of this week. Let's start with Spokane, because what happened here overnight needs to be put in historical context before anything else. The Old Trails Fire, Fairview Fire, and Autumn Lane Fire have been officially combined into one complex, the Spokane area fires. Total acreage as of this morning, 7,500 acres burned inside and around an American city with 0% containment. The structure count is now confirmed at over 600 destroyed, most of them from the Old Trails Fire in northwest Spokane. Here's the comparison that puts this in perspective. The 2023 Oregon Road Fire destroyed 380 structures over an entire month. The 2023 Gray Fire destroyed 185 structures over an entire month. Those two fires together, 565 structures in 30 days. The Spokane area fires destroyed 600 structures in one day. That is what we are dealing with this morning. The Old Trails Fire pushed north and east through the Indian Trail neighborhood, with walls of flames destroying home after home along its path. The Fairview Fire near Meade has grown to 979 acres, level 3 go. Now evacuations have been expanded this morning. The Autumn Lane Fire near 9 Mile Falls has burned approximately 3,300 acres, at least 3 homes confirmed destroyed. The Autumn Lane Fire is dropping embers onto the Suncrest area. Residents there need to be on high alert right now. Highway 291 is closed at 9 Mile. Do not attempt to drive through that corridor. It is not an option this morning. Evacuation shelters have expanded. Spokane Convention Center is now open, along with Kettle Falls High School and Jenkins High School in Chihuahua. Jenkins High School and Kettle Falls High School both welcome small animals. Large animals go to Stevens County Fairgrounds, Arden, or Springdale Arenas. If you're evacuating Spokane this morning, go east, follow designated routes, and do not re-enter evacuated areas under any circumstances. The California Interagency Incident Management Team 7 is now managing the Spokane Area Fires Complex, a Type 1 team for a Type 1 disaster. Washington State Patrol Superintendent John Batiste authorized full state fire resource mobilization on August 1st. Every available state resource is now deployed. Here's the one quirky detail from overnight that tells you how extreme this was. The National Weather Service issued a rare fire warning for Spokane County. A fire warning, not a watch. Not a red flag, used only when active fire burns inside an inhabited area under evacuation orders. Now let's move to Utah, because this is where the most operationally dangerous fire situation in the country is developing right now. The Widemouth 2 fire near Kanosh was last officially mapped at 10,300 acres, but the Northern Utah Type 3 team estimates it has at least doubled overnight. The latest perimeter uploaded to NIFC this morning shows the Widemouth 2 fire mapped at 36,437 acres, up from 10,300 in just hours. I want to read you the official statement from the Utah Incident Team word for word, because it is unlike anything I have read in an official fire document. No amount of resources will stop this forward progression given the current conditions and predicted weather. No amount of resources, that means every helicopter, every tanker, every dozer, every hand crew in existence would not stop this fire today. The team has shifted entirely to a life safety only operation. Firefighters cannot be placed in front of this fire, period. Smoke is so thick over the Widemouth 2 fire that accurate mapping is nearly impossible. Crews are conducting aerial reconnaissance this morning. The Millard County Sheriff is sending iPause alerts directly to phones in the area. Keep your phone on and volume turned all the way up. If you are anywhere east of the I-15 between Fillmore and Kanosh, Utah, this is not a request. It is a plea leave right now. Avoid driving the I-15 through that corridor entirely today. Fire behavior is continuously changing and the highway itself is at risk. One piece of good news from Widemouth 2 as of this morning: no structures have been lost despite the catastrophic fire behavior. Crews worked through the night to keep the fire away from buildings, but residents are waking up to an enormous smoke plume and dark skies. Utah's second overnight fire, the Johnson Canyon Fire in Box Elder County northwest of Tremonton, is now 3,500 to 4,000 acres. Firefighters worked through the entire night constructing dozer line, but strong winds prevented them from completing containment around the perimeter. Two major fires in Utah simultaneously: Widemouth 2 at 36,000 acres and Johnson Canyon at 4,000, both 0% contained this morning. Now into Idaho, where the Big Rock Fire near Heise made a catastrophic midnight run that woke up the entire Snake River Valley. Just after midnight, the Big Rock Fire crossed containment lines at Crest Creek and threatened an entirely new area in Madison County. An IPAWS emergency alert was sent to phones along South Snake River Road from Heise to 1,000 South deputies evacuated homes one by one through the night. The Big Rock Fire has now grown to 2,500 acres, up from 2,400 yesterday, with more than 30 homes now directly threatened. The fire is also spreading northeast toward Kelly Canyon Resort. That area is now under threat as of this morning. Last night was pretty busy and crews had to work really hard to hold the line. That is a direct quote from the fire spokesperson this morning. 0% contained with no estimated containment date. Right now, they're just trying to catch up, according to officials. Shelter for Big Rock Fire evacuees is at South Fork Elementary School, 733 South 2000 West in Rexburg. Food, water, and recovery support all available free. Level 3. Go Now evacuations cover all homes north of Heise, extending to Lions Creek Road and 10,000 South, east to 7,000 East near Luthi Meadows. Do not fly drones near the Big Rock Fire. A drone in the airspace grounds all aerial operations at the exact moment they are needed most. Now into Oregon, where the Roe Creek Complex had a significant overnight development that actually changed the containment numbers going backward. Southwest Incident Management Team 2 and Oregon State Fire Marshal Blue Team assumed unified command of Roe Creek at 6 a.m. this morning. Containment has dropped from 57% to 55% because fire jumped established lines near Tompkins Pass during Saturday's PDS wind event. Containment going backward is a significant development. It means the wind event broke through lines that crews spent weeks building. The good news: most containment lines on the west end held, and overnight humidity recovery was significant. The fire moderated overnight. Today at Roe Creek, focus shifts to holding the south side nearest populated areas: Mill Creek Wilderness and Tompkins Pass breach. Coleman Creek near Gentura, 212,000 acres. 0% contained extreme fire behavior with energy infrastructure still directly threatened. Big Grass Fire on the Oregon-Idaho border near Jordan Valley, 304,000 acres at 21%, road closures and evacuations still in effect. Now to Nevada, where a new fire has emerged near Ely that deserves attention: the Ward Fire, 3,770 acres, 0% contained. The Ward Fire is burning in steep, rocky terrain in the Humboldt-Toyabe National Forest, challenging conditions, limiting ground crew access. More than 180 personnel are assigned. Crews made solid progress on the lower eastern flank overnight using dozer line and strategic firing. Now let's go to the national numbers, because what happened in the last 24 hours nationally is extraordinary even by this season's standards. As of this morning, 99 large fires are burning across the United States, up from 84 yesterday, a jump of 15 in a single day. 18 new large incidents were reported in just the last 24 hours. That is the highest single-day new large incident count of 2026. 257 new fires were reported yesterday, up from 117 the day before. Moderate initial attack activity that is rapidly escalating. 934 firefighters and support personnel are now engaged nationwide, 576 crews, 1,715 engines, 212 helicopters. 45 835 fires have burned 5.2 million acres in the United States so far in 2026, exceeding the 10-year average on every single metric. Now let's talk fire weather, because the forecast today is very different depending on which state you're waking up in this morning. Spokane and eastern Washington conditions ease slightly compared to Saturday's historic PDS event, but do not mistake slight improvement for safe. Wind gusts in eastern Washington remain at 25 to 35 miles per hour, with humidity in the 12 to 20% range through this afternoon. Southeast Oregon also sees lingering elevated conditions despite the cold front having passed. Bone-dry fuels keep fire danger high. Montana, this is today's highest risk fire weather state in the country, and it is not particularly close. Westerly winds near and east of the Continental Divide will reach 20 to 30 miles per hour, with gusts hitting 50 miles per hour. Relative humidity in Montana drops to 10 to 20% on top of the driest fuels ever recorded for this time of year in that state. Missoula, Montana today, 87 to 90 degrees, wind gusts above 50 miles per hour. This is today's highest risk city in the entire country. The Great Basin, Utah, Nevada, southern Idaho sees wind gusts of 25 to 40 miles per hour, with relative humidity of just 4 to 12%. 4 to 12% humidity, that is near the lower bound of what weather instruments can measure outdoors. Fine fuels are essentially explosive. Salt Lake City hits 95 to 100 degrees today with Widemouth 2 at 36,000 acres and Johnson Canyon at 4,000 acres, both 0% contained. California's lower elevations see extreme temperatures of 100 to 120 degrees today. The central and southern Great Basin matches that range. Boise, Idaho reaches 95 to 100 degrees today, 5 consecutive days of dangerous heat with fire conditions still elevated. The northern plains see highs near 100 degrees ahead of the cold front that is well above normal for early August across Montana and the Dakotas. Dallas, Texas is sitting at a heat index above 110 degrees, dangerous, life-threatening conditions for anyone spending time outdoors. The Northeast New York, Boston, Philadelphia near to below normal temperatures. No extreme weather this weekend, a quiet weekend on the East Coast. Southeast Arizona and southern New Mexico are seeing isolated to scattered wet thunderstorms today. Genuine monsoon moisture relief for the Four Corners. Areas east of the Mississippi River, the southeast, and most of Florida see near normal temperatures with widespread showers and thunderstorms today. All right, let's talk about the next 48 hours and then the extended outlook, because what is coming matters just as much as what is happening now. The strong, dry, cold front that drove Saturday's disaster is now shifting east and south through Montana and the northern Great Basin today. Behind the front, conditions gradually improve across eastern Washington and eastern Oregon, but that does not help the fires already burning. Here's the interesting thing about this front. It is dry, cold front, which means temperature drops and winds arrive, but rain does not. Dry, cold front, the most dangerous fire weather scenario. Firefighters get all the wind disruption with none of the moisture suppression. Monday at Roe Creek forecast is actually calmer winds at 5 to 7 miles per hour. Temperatures in the 80s giving crews a genuine work window. Monday across Montana and Wyoming wind gusts drop, but humidity recovery is slow. Fire danger remains elevated, not extreme. By Tuesday and Wednesday, the heat ridge begins to rebuild over the Great Basin and temperatures ramp back up across California, Nevada, and Utah. Here's where it gets interesting because there is one question every fire manager in the West is asking right now. What happens if another major wind event arrives before any of these fires reach containment? The GFS and European models are in rare agreement on one thing: no meaningful rainfall for Pacific Northwest fire zones in the next 7 days. 7 days, no rain for fires in Washington, Oregon, and Idaho that are collectively burning hundreds of thousands of acres. Now, let me walk you through the official outlook because what NIFC is projecting for August, September, and October should concern everyone watching. The NIFC August 2026 Significant Wildland Fire Potential Outlook shows above normal fire risk across virtually the entire western United States. Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, all above normal for August 2026. There is not a single western state showing below normal fire potential for August, not one, and that is a direct quote from the NIFC outlook. Look at September. The Pacific Northwest, Northern Rockies, and Minnesota all remain in the above normal fire risk category through September. October, most of the West finally begins to drop out of the elevated risk zone, but October is 2 full months from today. 2 full months of above normal fire risk. After the worst single day in Spokane's history, this season is not turning around anytime soon. Now let's talk about the wild card I am watching most closely, a second weather system being tracked for around August 5th and 6th. The models have been inconsistent on the system. Yesterday's GFS run looked completely different from what we are seeing in this morning's data. When models disagree this much, this far out, that tells us the atmosphere is genuinely uncertain. I want to be honest with you about that. Best case scenario for August 5th, the system tracks offshore, delivers a small amount of coastal moisture. Wind impact on fire zones is minimal. Middle scenario, another dry, cold front, same setup as Saturday's strong winds and 0 rain. Disrupting containment lines across the Northwest. Worst case, a stronger wind event than Saturday, arriving while Spokane, Widemouth 2, and Big Rock are still actively burning and uncontained. If the August 5th system holds as we get to the 4th, 3rd August 2nd, we will break it down in detail every single day until it arrives. Also watching dry lightning thunderstorms that produce lightning without rainfall reaching the ground over Montana and Idaho on August 3rd and 4th. Dry lightning with fuels this dry across Montana and Idaho means one undetected strike can become a major incident within hours. The one genuine piece of good news in the extended forecast, Minnesota's Superior National Forest fires have a 40 to 50% rain chance this week. Bear Trap Thumb and Sioux fires in the Boundary Waters area may get real precipitation relief, the only forecast that looks encouraging anywhere in the country. The tropics remain completely quiet, no tropical development to track in the Atlantic, Gulf of Mexico, or Pacific at this time. All right, your action items this morning, organized by state with every shelter address and every road closure confirmed as of right now. Spokane and Spokane County, the Spokane area fires are at 7,500 acres and 0% contained. Do not assume your evacuation zone is unchanged. Level 3 Go Now remains in effect for large portions of Northwest Spokane. Spokane Convention Center is the primary shelter this morning. Highway 291 is closed at 9 Mile if you need to travel east of Spokane. Find an alternate route before you leave. Stevens County residents, Kettle Falls High School and Jenkins High School in Chewelah are accepting evacuees. Both welcome small animals. Utah east of the I-15 from Fillmore to Kanosh. Widemouth 2 fire behavior is catastrophic and spreading. Leave now without waiting for notification. Avoid the I-15 through that corridor entirely today if you can. Fire behavior is continuously changing and the highway is directly at risk. Johnson Canyon fire near Tremonton, 3,500 to 4,000 acres, not contain. Monitor box Elder County emergency channels throughout the day. Big Rock fire near Heisey, Idaho shelter at South Fork Elementary School, 7163 South 2000 West. Rexburg check Bonneville and Madison County Sheriffs for zone status. Kelly Canyon Resort area near Big Rock, you are now in the threat zone as of this morning. Check Madison County Sheriff for your evacuation level. Roe Creek Complex near Fossil, Oregon, 439 acres at 55%. Red Cross Shelter at Eastside Church, 3174 Northeast 3rd Street, Prineville. Montana residents, today is the most dangerous fire weather day in your state this week. Winds gusting to 50 miles per hour with humidity near 10%. No campfires, no outdoor burning, no off-road vehicles on dry grass anywhere in the western United States today. Trailer chains dragging on pavement have started documented wildfires this season. Pull over right now and check your hitch before you drive. Do not fly drones near any active fire. Unauthorized drones ground all aerial firefighting at the exact moment that aircraft are needed most. Register for your county emergency alert system today. If you are in any affected state, do not wait until you can already smell the smoke. This situation is developing simultaneously across 5 states. I will have updates throughout the day as fire behavior and containment numbers change. If the August 5th system locks in as a major wind event, I will break it down frame by frame. Daily updates are coming every single day this week. Like this video, subscribe, and turn notifications on every confirmed update post the moment official information is available. For the 27,934 firefighters on these fires this morning, for the crews who worked through the night in Spokane, in Kanosh, in Heisey, in Fossil, for the 74 international specialists from Australia and New Zealand who are still on these fire lines. Thank you from every person watching this right now. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there. Take care of each other.